Hi, boys and girls. It's Miss Headington again, back with another Goldilocks tale. This time it is Goldilocks and the Three Rhinos. This is a South African retelling of this story, written and illustrated by Joan Rankin. Goldilocks and the Three Rhinos, a South African retelling. Once upon a time, 3 rhinos lived in a shack in the forest. The small rhino was called Baby Rhino, the medium-sized rhino was called Mama Rhino, and the big rhino was called Daddy Rhino. One day, Baby Rhino woke up very hungry. Their porridge was still too hot to eat. "Let's go for a walk in the forest while it cools," said Mama Rhino. While the 3 rhinos were out walking, a little girl came to the house. Her name was Goldilocks, and she was not supposed to be in the forest alone. But Goldilocks didn't always do as she was told. "I'm hungry," thought Goldilocks as she knocked on the door. No one answered, so she pushed the door open. She saw 3 bowls of porridge steaming on the table. A big bowl, a medium-sized bowl, and a little bowl. "I'll just have a little taste," said Goldilocks to herself. "Ugh! The porridge in the big bowl was too stiff. Ugh! The porridge in this medium-sized bowl is too runny. But the porridge in this little bowl was just right. Just right," said Goldilocks as she ate the whole thing. "Uh-oh," thought Goldilocks. "I better wait for someone to come home. Then I can tell them how I was hungry." Goldilocks saw 3 chairs, a big chair, a medium-sized chair, and a little chair. "I wonder whose big chair this is," thought Goldilocks, sitting down. But the big chair was no good. Too hard. Then she sat on the medium-sized chair. Too soft. So she sat on the little chair, and it was just right. "Just right," said Goldilocks. Crack, crash! But the chair broke into pieces. "Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. I better wait for someone to come home. Then I can tell them I'm sorry I broke the little chair." She peeped into the next room. There were 3 beds, a big bed, a medium-sized bed, and a little bed. "I wonder whose big bed this is," thought Goldilocks, lying down. But the big bed was no good. Too bouncy! Then she'd lie down on the medium-sized bed. Too squishy. So she lay down on the little bed, and it was just right. "Just right," yawned Goldilocks as she fell fast asleep. When the 3 rhinos came home, they were surprised to find that the door was open. "Who's been eating my porridge?" roared Daddy Rhino in his great big voice. "Who's been eating my porridge?" shouted Mama Rhino in her medium-sized voice. "Who's been eating my porridge and eating it all up?" wailed Baby Rhino in his small little voice. Then Daddy Rhino noticed the 3 chairs. "Who's been sitting in my chair?" roared Daddy Rhino in his great big voice. "Who's been sitting in my chair?" shouted Mama Rhino in her medium-sized voice. "Who's been sitting in my chair?" wailed Baby Rhino in his small, little voice. The three rhinos looked into their bedrooms. "Who's been sleeping in my bed?" roared Daddy Rhino in his great big voice. "Who's been sleeping in my bed?" shouted Mommy Rhino in her medium-sized voice. "Someone's been sleeping on my bed, and here she is!" wailed Baby Rhino in his small, little voice. Goldilocks woke up with a fright. She saw the three rhinos. She jumped out of bed. She climbed out the window. And then, without even saying sorry, she raced out of the house and all the way home. Then Mommy Rhino and Daddy Rhino shared their porridge with Baby Rhino, and they never saw Goldilocks again. That was Goldilocks and the Three Rhinos. Keep thinking how this tale was really similar to the original one and how there were some differences as well. All right, bye.